Page 7, the Kerry Dance. It's an Irish tune. I like Irish music. I think it's neat. 6/8 time, so an eighth note gets a count. I'm going to count to 6. One flat in the key signature, one in the key of F major still. Make sure you can do the scale for F major. So let's take it one hand at a time. Make sure we get the fingering and the rhythm and the notes. Right hand, you're starting here. Don't forget the B flat. It's in the signature. So it's 1, 2, 3. Remember, we're counting eighth notes at 6/8 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reach up. 2, thumb here. 1, 2, thumb and the fourth finger. 1, 2, thumb under. 1, 2, and you do that some more. Let's go down to the third line. You're here. You ended the second line here, and then here you just come up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, if this doesn't work for you because you have big hands and all that, second finger, because if you got big hands, you can do that. Otherwise, the fingering in the book is fine. And then third finger for the third note. Then 1, 5. See, the melody's that top note, and that's what we want to hear. I want to connect it with my hands, fingers, whatever. Left hand. Well, a dotted quarter note is the same as 3/8 notes. Just memorize that if you don't know it. It's like a dotted half note is the same as 3/4 notes. A dotted quarter note is the same as 3/8 notes. Well, a dotted eighth note would be the same as 3/16 notes. It just keeps going on down. Since we're counting eighth notes here, then those dotted quarter notes are going to get 3 counts. So here, 5, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now the fun part comes. That's a treble clef. It's going back and forth between bass clef, treble clef. See, this is where I'm saying they can change clef signs anywhere they want, anytime they want, whatever. Anything goes. Well, here it is. It's just here. So it's here. And then treble clef, it's here. You can use 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1. Doesn't matter which fingers you use. Here, I can do 5, 2 if I don't want thumb's a short finger. Maybe I want to do that. Just whatever. You decide, and whatever it is, stick with it. And then next measure, bass clef again. Treble clef. I like 4 and 2 there. And then bass clef. Treble clef. Isn't this fun? Bass clef. We're staying with bass. Well, you know, stay there. You're going back and forth on these first 2 lines pretty much. And the third line, finally it settles down with bass clef. C and an E. They're saying, yeah, C and an E, 3, 1, and then here. And then 5, 2. Cross over the fourth finger over that. The fingering is fine. I like the fingering in the book pretty much. And then the last line, you're going back and forth again. Well, put the hands together. This should be interesting. You just go real slow, and you can hesitate all you need to right now. We're just trying to get the hands to work together. So we're here, 2, 3, then I come up here. Watch out, because the hands get in each other's way, so they have to learn to cooperate, or they just fight and it doesn't work. So 2, 3. This is where it really comes in handy when you have to do this kind of thing, because you're constantly looking at the music to see what's coming. You're looking down to see where your hands are going. That right hand, if you can play this without having to focus on it, all of it's legato. I'm feeling my way around with the right hand. That way I can spend more time concentrating on the left, because it needs my attention grabber. So you work it out there. As far as looking at the music, looking down. Well, when we read music, we're always looking ahead anyway, and whether you know it or not, you're going to do it. It just happens. You don't have to try and do it. So I can see when I'm doing this, I can already see I've got a treble clef coming. And so I'm getting ready, and as I'm doing that, I'm looking down. I know what the notes are. I already got them. I'm looking down already to get them. And then once I do that, I look back up to see what's coming. I see bass clef, and I know what the notes are. I do those, and then I see, oh, more coming. So I'm constantly looking up, down. Otherwise, you memorize it. But with a little practice, you actually get really good at looking up and down and up and down. because you only have to glance down. You don't need to study the keyboard. You know what it looks like. So just glance down to see where the notes are. You don't even, yep, that's a cool thing about the mind and the way it works. You glance down at the keyboard to see that where the notes are. You can immediately look back up even before you reach them, because you'll have that mental image still in your mind of what, and you'll actually go there. Even though you're not looking at it at the time, you'll go there. So here, so I can glance down and see where this is, but I don't have to keep looking down while I'm playing it. I can immediately look back up and see what's coming. And then I see that, I'm glancing down to see where this is, and once I've glanced at it, I can look back up. I don't have to look at it while I'm playing it, because I'll have it, I can see it in my mind. It takes a little practice, but you actually can get quite good at that. And it comes in handy in piano playing, it really does. Because sometimes both hands are moving around crazy, and all you can do is glance at it, and you don't have time to actually be looking at it when you play it, because you're already looking somewhere else to see what the other hand is doing. It gets fun after a while. And so this is a good practice. You can take this as slow as you need to, and you can hesitate all you need to, and over time as you're practicing it, you'll gradually speed it up and you'll get rid of the hesitations. And probably you'll even have the thing memorized before you know it without even trying to, because you have to practice this one quite a bit to get smooth and even. So get the hands working together, and then we can go back and add there's no real articulation. You have the slurs in the right hand. Lift up. Lift up. Just lift up here. In the left hand, you play it pretty much as connected as you can. You can't, but you do the best you can. And then we can add the dynamics. That's for the melody. Whatever you think loud is. Into the third line, they want a crescendo, but they want a crescendo up to loud. You see, you're not going to stay loud for the first two lines. You're going to get louder and softer. And when you finish a musical sentence or a slur, typically you can come down. It's like ending a sentence. We typically come down at the end of the sentence. So here, come down, and then you're coming back up. So it's like a little decrescendo and a diminuendo, and then you start up again and you come back down. Well, when you finish the second line, you come back down to about a moderately soft or moderately loud. The third line, start at moderately loud. And third measure over, then you're loud. So it's like the first measure of the third line, you can actually come down to moderately soft here if you want. And then up to moderately loud. Loud. And then at the end of the line, you come down. Well, that's part of shaping a phrase. You come down at the end of a phrase. And then at the last line, you're sort of in the medium loud area. But you can get a little louder and softer as you feel it. And so forth. Come down a little at the end, it's fine. Ideally, you get comfortable enough with it that you start feeling these dynamics. Because these are just suggestions. So feel them. The left hand you got to keep out of the way. It's soft. It's got to be background. It's just providing harmony. Then on top of that, they've added pedal. Well, that's interesting. Because it'd be nice to have some pedal to help connect these left hand. Otherwise, pretty choppy. So yeah, we could use some pedal for that, but we don't want to blur the right hand. We like to have that clean. So how can we connect the left hand and yet keep the right hand clean? Well, if I pedal it the way they're doing it, it's just overlapping pedal, changing it every 3 beats. This way. Yeah, if that's fine with you, that's fine, but I don't care for that at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this legato pedal. I'm going to help connect the chords in the left hand, and that's it. So I'm going to push the pedal down long enough to connect the chords. I'm just going to connect just the chords. That's it. Well, if I do it that way, really, really slow, this is what it is. I don't even have to pedal that last measure because I connect that. So forth. You can try that out if it's a bit much. So you'll have to decide over time how you're going to pedal this. When you get down to the third line, it's not so bad. You could pedal that a little more. I wouldn't pedal the last measures. You need to come off, so get rid of the overtones. That's my impression of the pedal. Your teacher will help you out and tell you how they'd like to pedal, because I'm complicating it quite a bit. And maybe a little too much, but you could just do the whole thing without pedal and deal with a choppy left hand. And you always learn it without pedal anyway, so you're going to play it that way, I hope, for a while before you add the pedal. Speed-wise, well, con anima means with animation, which means quickly. Well, good luck with that. Just play it accurately, because this arrangement is not the kind of arrangement you can do quickly. If you're going to do it quickly, you got to rearrange it and get rid of this treble clef stuff in the left hand, and leave the left hand down here. Because you can play those notes down here. You don't have to play them up there. That way you're not moving around so much, and if that allows you to play it a little quicker, so forth, that might help you. Of course, you lose this bells on top when you do that. You'll have to decide how you want to do that. I'd like to play it with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm going to try and pedal it as I suggested, just enough to connect the left hand, and that's it. So I'll give us 6 counts. I'm not going to do any dynamics. Well, let's try it together very slowly. Remember, we're counting eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. 1, 2, 3. 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 2, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 2, 2. 5, 6. 2. 5, 6, off.